It's okay. It's okay. We're gonna figure it out.
Were you followed?
No, I don't think so. Hey everyone!
What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. And we promised we were going to review Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And what do you know? We actually delivered on that promise.
I'm like the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. This is actually a movie I recommended to you, right? I mean...
Yeah. I've seen it before, but I don't remember. I didn't remember any of it, really. It was late at night. I think I fell asleep through part of it. And then woke up at, like, the final boss. And I'm like, oh. What? But no, after watching it, like, through, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Miles Morales was cool. I like how, it wasn't it wasn't like a Spider-Man reboot. I mean, how many times have we seen Peter Parker and his origins? Like 3 different times. And I'm glad they went and did something different with Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm. Definitely agree with you. So I'm actually on the opposite boat. This wasn't my first time seeing it. I think I've seen, counting the last time I saw it, so when I saw it preparing for this review, I've seen it about half a dozen times.
Wow.
I mean, it was over about a year. I think I first saw it last May. I think so. I think it was about that. Or so, right around that. But I really enjoyed it. I thought the music was kicking. It was awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was a great use of soundtrack. I think it looks absolutely beautiful, even though it kind of gets some slack for not being at 30 frames per second.
I think it's fine. I think that's what they were trying to go for, though. I don't know. I'm not... But... Still look good.
I'm trying to think what else. I mean, it's a good story. I mean, we follow a Peter Parker, not
Peter Parker?
Yeah, well, not. It's really. I mean, how long has this movie been out? Can you tell?
It's like 2018.
It was a 2018. Was it a 2018? I thought it was a 2017 movie.
December 14th, 2018. That's when it came out.
You know what? It's probably because I don't realize it's 2020 still.
True. Which we should be getting a sequel soon. Next couple years.
2022, I think, is the plan.
Yeah.
Yep, a 2022 film.
Be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I'm interested also. I think I mean there's a little bit they could go off of, but not a lot.
You could probably dive into the Spider-Verse comics.
I mean,
I think there's I don't know. There's this one villain. Who's in it? I don't know. He hunts Spider-Man or whatever. I can't remember his name. If anyone's watching this, which I don't know if anyone does watch these, but maybe you can help us out if you know.
I don't think anyone does watch these. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, no.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
No.
I'll bleep it out. You know what? That means we've all messed up. You know.
We've all done it.
Our guest has.
Yeah.
I have. And you have fun, Ash. So
Yeah.
we've all messed up.
Dr. Jones.
Yeah.
Dang, Well, I was going on a perfect streak also there. Drat. Huh.
So with that, maybe we should actually just go into some of the plot summary.
Yeah, let's go into the plot. I think that's a good idea.
So we're first introduced to the Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
The Spider-Man of this universe. We
Yeah.
see a lot of fan service in this scene where
Yeah, he made a Christmas album.
I had the Spider-Man popsicle.
Spider-Man
Um,
Popsicle.
recreated some scenes from the original
The Raimi
trilogy.
trilogy.
Yeah, with the train and then the dancing in the Spider-Man 3.
Yep.
I thought that was a fun little nod to the original trilogy.
Yeah, definitely rewatching that. I thought you would get good fun out of that part right there. The reference to the Raimi trilogy.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, we introduced to this Peter Parker. Kind of just see him. He's well known.
He has his stuff together, unlike, another Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's in his prime. He's dating. His Aunt May's alive.
Mm-hmm.
Normal Spider-Man stuff. And then we cut to Miles Morales.
Who, he's going to a new school, right?
Yep. A smart school.
Getting ready. Smart school, yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember.
Smart school.
I don't even think they mention the name. If they do, that one viewer of ours, you wanna let us know?
You know who you are. Let us know what school.
Let us know. One of you must.
One of you. Someone out there.
Someone. If they mention it at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, we see him.
But there was a lot of product placement. I just noticed in those couple scenes. We saw Nike and then Sony products.
You know what?
And
I'm just saying, Sony, you do you. If you want product placements, go for it. If you don't, I don't really care. I mean, this bugs me.
And what? And he's dropped off to school by his dad, who's the police officer.
Yep, he's a police officer.
That was a funny scene.
So, yeah, we see all that.
Then we see Gwen in the classroom.
Yeah, we meet Gwen, or it's Gwen essentially.
I thought it was weird how they had that. So when they got brought to that universe, she went a week back in time. Was that how that worked?
Yeah, so she was pulled into the Spider-Verse at the same time all the other ones were. So and by going back in time, they so she goes back and she gets sucked into it and somehow magically appears a week before. They don't really explain it.
No, not really. But I thought it was because we see the Spider-Man glitch and stuff, right? Because something with their cells can't be in a different universe for a certain amount of time. So you think she would have, died before. But I don't know. It is what it is.
I don't know. You know what? I just don't want to question it because
I'm not gonna question it either.
I mean,
I'm not gonna try to make sense.
I think you're definitely right there. And the weird thing is so she appeared a week before, and then she immediately goes to the school and meets Miles there, and you see the panning screen through the hallway, and then it actually pans down to her feet, and you see um, the slippers, the ballet slippers. She has on
Yeah.
the outfit.
And then we meet his uncle, right?
Yep, and then we meet his uncle.
Who
Aaron,
is
Uncle
the
Aaron.
Prowler. Uncle
Yep.
Aaron.
Yep.
The Prowler. Dude, I thought that was so... And I thought that was so predictable. Like, when he got the call, he's like, sorry, I'm going to be out of town for a couple of weeks. I'm like, yeah, he's the Prowler.
I mean, I've
Definitely.
seen the movie, so I knew he was the Prowler. I mean,
I just thought that was like, really?
Actually, I think I even knew going into watching the movie. I just kind of never cared.
Oh, yeah, because isn't he...
He's
in comics, I think he's the Prowler, too.
he's
Miles' uncle.
he's the Uncle Ben, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I think that's realistically the best way to explain it. He's just a little more active. I mean, realistically, he's just more active in the
Active
storytelling.
and a bit more villainous.
I mean, well, he's more active in the story than Uncle Ben was. I mean,
Yeah.
especially in what? We have the Amazing Spider-Man movies, the 2, and then the Raimi trilogy. We have Uncle Ben who shows up, and then like 20 minutes later he gets shot. And he's like, with great power comes great responsibility, Peter. Remember that.
Yeah.
And then dies.
Yeah, but he was kind of a piece of the puzzle for him turning into Spider-Man or Miles Morales, because
I mean, so was Uncle
it was
Ben.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was like his dad who gave him, that speech, right? And then that's kind of what.
I mean, but even then, I mean,
think
the
both
reason why he kind of ran was because of it. It set him on, and I think that was real interesting. I think kind of we're gonna skip a little bit ahead. So, yeah, we meet Uncle Aaron. They go graffiti a wall. We learn a little bit more about the father.
Mm-hmm.
With from Uncle Aaron, how they used to do this when he was younger, and then the father went straight.
They don't necessarily have like the best relationship.
They don't have this best relationship. And then Miles gets bit.
Yes, by the spider.
By the spider, who's from a different dimension.
Yes, that's why it was
That's why he glitched.
yeah. And this spider allowed him what? He has all the powers of Spider-Man.
All the power of Spider-Man. He can go invisible,
And then he has,
he
like-
has the taser touch or whatever. He can use the electricity. Which I mean, I think those are cool. I think it sets him apart from the others. Or it kind of gives him a role, and especially the shocking revelation.
Yeah.
That it kind of sets up for the end. It kind of is interesting. I mean, I never think it's a pretty good scene there. It sets up. I think everything gets set up in a way where everything can kind of be seen from the importance, but other than that,
I think just setting up stuff. They even had like little Easter eggs and stuff to like what could come next, right?
mm-hmm.
Like the evil corporation or whatever that Kingpin was working at, Alchemex, was the company from 2099 Spider-Man. They're like the main villains in his universe, so could be setting up that. And then we saw him in the end credit scene.
Well, they even mention what's Kingpin's real name?
Google.
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact that they mention him.
Kingpin. Oh, another thing I thought was weird was Tombstone working for
Fisk.
Kingpin. Yeah, Fisk.
Fisk. Like, I think it was like Fisk Enterprise or something.
Yeah. They didn't have Oscorp either.
No.
So it was Alchemex and then Fisk Enterprise. But, I thought it was weird that Tombstone was working for Kingpin because they're like rival gang leaders. But, whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
I thought Fisk's. Oh, Fisk Industries. There we go. That's what the name is. It's not Enterprise Industries.
Hmm.
Which I mean, potato, potato.
Yeah. They're both evil corporations, so I mean, same thing.
Yeah, essentially. They're both big-headed companies, and I think they even mention it. I think they even mentioned Fisk, the name of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also see, Doc Ock.
Yes.
We see her at the beginning. We see her in the
Yeah.
film.
In the
And
video, right? They're talking about different universes and stuff like that.
yeah, talking about
Uh,
how theoretical it is, which I mean, kind of sets up everything. I think that's actually real cool. I'll deal with that out later. I think that was all real cool to see all that, and then I've seen the CinemaSins on this and like all that, and what I thought was real interesting that they point out that comes to my mind right now is the fact that how great it is how Miles walks in and just happens to stand right in front of the nameplate right there where it says the name.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And how amazing that was. It's just like, I mean, yeah, I mean, predictable, but yeah, I guess that works.
Mm-hmm. And then it's like, what? He goes back to the graffiti area, and then he stumbles upon the. I think they called it the Collider.
Yeah,
Was that what it was?
it's a collider. He finds
The
the
Collider
collider. He sees Spider-Man fighting the Green Goblin.
beefed up Green Goblin.
Yeah,
I didn't like that Green
He was
Goblin.
real beefed up.
I didn't. I don't know. I didn't like the design.
Real beefed up.
I like the more classic Green Goblin, but I guess it was fine.
I mean, he was real big. I mean, if you thought Kingpin was big, he was like 3 times the size of him.
He's a dragon.
I mean, yeah, he was a dragon.
Yeah. And Spider-Man's like, "Oh, hey, you have the same powers as me."
Oh, dang.
He's like, "Yeah."
I will train you.
He's like, "I'll train you in the Jedi arts."
I will train you, young Padawan.
But the Collider gets destroyed. Spider-Man's trapped under rubble.
And he dies. Kingpin kills him. He shoots him.
Yeah. No, he like smashes him, I think.
He
Right?
dies.
Yeah, he dies. That's all that's all that matters.
Also, I love it that both the Peters are real good about is it's a no to see the face.
Yeah.
Which I think we were watching a bit of this together a while back.
Yeah, we watched the first couple
We watched like the first half.
15 minutes or something.
Yeah, it's like you're like, and it's interesting because the Peter and Miles's universe has all these comics and everything. Okay, it shows his origin.
Yeah.
And I think I remember back and you're like, why was that? That just kind of makes him a hidden target, just straight in view.
Yeah, it's like he has comics about his identity and everything, but and then the news is like, oh, we reveal, Spider-Man was actually Peter Parker. And we're like, wait, what? So did he sell the rights to like his story to make a comic? And he's like, this kid's name is Peter
Parker.
with a B.
Peter
Parker.
Yeah, Peter Parker.
Not Peter Parker. No.
Oh.
That's how he protected his identity.
Yeah, he just changed the first letter.
So in his comics, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna expose all these supervillains and their identity and all that, and.
But mine can't be.
I mean, you would. That'd be. Because you think the origin would be like, Uncle Ben dies, and they'd be like, that's really interesting. I think I know someone whose uncle died recently.
You know what? I'm just gonna leave it as is, and I just don't want to question
Yeah.
it because he dies anyways, so
He
it
dies
doesn't
anyways.
matter.
Yeah.
The secret is safe with no one because the whole world knows now.
Yeah. So then I think
Where were
Prowler chases after Miles.
we? Yep. He has the goober.
The Goober,
Best
yes.
name ever.
I'm just saying, Prowler is so cool in that scene. You see him chasing him.
Prowler's, I think, just a cool villain, to be honest.
He's my favorite villain in this one.
Yeah. I mean, I think Kingpin had some real cool motives, but I
He
think
was
Prowler
cool.
takes the cake here.
Yeah. And then he goes back to... Well, man. What was it?
So he goes back. He goes back to his own house, actually. Not back
Yeah,
to school.
they have... He tells his dad, like,
He
hey...
tells his dad, and it's like his dad sees like, "What are you doing home? You're supposed to be." At
He
school."
sees it on the news, I think.
Can I stay here? It's like, yes, this is Dad. Do you really hate Spider-Man? It's like, yeah, of course.
Yeah, I hate Spider-Man. Jeez.
Spider-Man. It's like, okay, and then he
And then he
saw.
sees he
And then
died on the news.
he couldn't sleep, I believe, and he sees that the new world now knows that he's dead, and he runs. He runs off. He tries getting in contact with Aaron, his uncle. He's out of town. He's like, this is Aaron. If I didn't pick up, I'm out of town for the next for a while. I'll call you back. I'll call you when I get back.
Yeah. But
Then
we
so
have,
it all
like,
happens. The world kind of goes on. Peter buys some merchandise of Spider-Man. We have our Stan Lee
Yes.
cameo.
No returns.
No returns ever. It'll always fit one day. And then we're gonna skip ahead to the funeral.
And
where he goes and visits his grave, and we see Peter B. Parker.
yes, the washed up kind of.
Spider-Man.
The washed up
from
Spider-Man.
different universe.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty much the same Spider-Man. It's just his life isn't in order.
oh, he's not blonde.
Oh yeah, he's not blonde.
He's a brunette. He has brown hair. He's washed up. He's got some flab. He wears sweatpants. His life basically is horrible. He divorced.
His MA passed away.
His aunt passed away. He's divorced from Mary Jane. Whatever. I think it is, right? I think that was the love interest.
Yeah, it's Mary Jane.
Yeah, they divorced because she wanted children. He didn't. He made some bad financial decisions. Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Whatnot.
So then Miles knocks him out, right, with his
Yep, he gets knocked out.
shocking ability or
I don't remember.
taser, I think. And he has to run away from the police.
Then they run. He ties him up. This is where we see
In his uncle's house.
Yeah, you don't watch the mouth. You watch the hands.
Yeah, and he escapes. And then Miles convinces him to help.
Oh,
because the
one of the things
goober was broken.
Yeah, one of the things that did happen we didn't discuss was that Miles attempted to wall climb and broke the goober.
Oh yes.
So Peter agrees, fine.
They go to
Alchemex to get it,
Mhm.
and Miles pities him into taking him along.
Yeah. To train him.
They go to a burger joint that closed down in the other universe. They go to the bus. Seems like basically the life story. Basically everything you realize what is important later on, but yet not the stuff that Miles wants. Like, don't forget the baby powder on the joints. You don't want to be chafing. Disinfect the mask.
Yeah. Rides the bus.
Ride the bus. You're not going to be swinging across town with a full stomach.
Yeah. And then they break into Alchemax.
They break into Alchemax. We learn who it's Doc Ock or Liz.
Liz.
Yep.
She said her friends call her Liz.
Her friend calls her Liz. And then Aunt May calls her Liz.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm like, what? Do they know each other?
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
That is weird. Aunt May's a superhero.
Super villain, obviously.
Super villain, yes. She killed Uncle Ben.
It's brilliant. Headcanon.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So then we go forward.
And then we are introduced to Gwen, or Spider-Gwen.
Well, yeah, so her
helps
desktop's
him.
a complete mess. Like, I don't think I've seen a worse desktop than that one right there. I don't even know how she did it, to be honest.
How do you organize your stuff? She just has files and crap everywhere on her
everywhere.
screen.
They're overlaying each other. I'm like, do you not use the grid?
You're not organized?
The head research is not
Like here.
organized.
This
Like-
file is for evil schemes. That file is for... I
We
don't
got
know.
a folder for evil schemes, work, and other.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Entertainment. There we go.
But anyways, they escape with the help of Spider-Gwen.
Yep, Gwen. So they go. They Miles gets down swinging. They escape.
Yep.
Gwen and Peter have a moment. Well, no, Gwen and Miles have
Miles.
a moment. They have a moment. And then we go to Aunt May's house. We're just gonna quickly summarize this up as we are.
Spider-Man has a Batcave.
Yeah, he has a bat cave, like a literal bat cave.
There's a Batcave.
I mean, if it didn't go through a waterfall, I mean, it's basically a bat cave, though.
Yeah.
In a suburban
And-
house. I don't know how. I mean, how they got on that land underneath all the house?
Then we're introduced to the other Spider.
Spider Ham.
Yes.
Peter
Nywar.
Parker, Spider Noir, and
Spider Noir. Who's played by Nicolas Cage.
Yep, Nicolas Cage. And then
He went from Ghost Rider to
a treasure hunter to
making terrible movies to Spider-Man.
bees to Spider-Man, voicing a Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I know. I mean,
I liked him. He was funny.
yeah, he was real good. Him and Spider-Ham. He was both
Yeah.
really good.
And then
And then the
Penny
anime one. I can't
Parker?
remember her name.
I think it's Penny Parker.
It's Penny Parker, but I don't know.
She had like the mech suit,
She had the robotic spider.
so you
She
can
has-
tell she's from Japan, right?
Yeah,
You know, they're all about the mechs. And anime,
Truer than you say.
yeah. I thought that was interesting how they kind of all had their own kind of animation to them.
Yeah, they all had a
thought
different
that was really cool.
style. Just remember, the wind always follows.
Yeah.
It's like, how is it?
It's like,
Where's the wind? The wind always follows me.
he's like, I like to burn matches down and wait until they burn down just so I can
Just
feel
forget my-
something.
Just to feel something.
Jeez.
Um.
And then they try to test Miles, make sure he's ready, start punching him and knocking him down.
He's not.
He's not ready.
Nope.
And then he goes to his uncle's house,
Goes to his uncle's.
finds out that he's the Prowler. We have an awesome
Goes
scene.
back. They chase after him. They have another fight scene. We're just gonna quickly summarize through this, as we're almost at 30 minutes.
Oh my gosh! Okay. Yeah, there's a fight scene. One of, a couple more. Miles finds out that his uncle is the Prowler. And he finds out that he's the Spider-Man, I guess. Kingpin kills him.
Tells.
The Spider-Man deem that Miles is not ready, so they leave him.
They leave him. They tie
His
him
dad
up.
has like a talk with
Has a
him.
moment. He realizes.
Yeah, and
it's
he's
just
like,
a
I'm gonna
leap.
do this.
He'll know when he's.
It's a leap.
It's a leap of faith.
Yeah.
He'll never know when he's ready.
And then he makes his suit and becomes
He becomes
Miles
Spider-Man.
Morales.
And then we have one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
Is him getting over to the building.
Oh yeah.
And then we have our final scene. Everyone sees it. The mech dies, and everyone goes home. And
Spider-Man gives him, or he says a funny line. It's like, well, that's all, folks. And then
That's all,
Spider-Man's
folks.
like, can you even say that legally?
Are you sure
I
you're
thought that
not
was
gonna
pretty
get
funny.
sued?
And then everything ends.
I mean, and then Kingpin gets shocked and then tied up, and we're all good, and everyone's happy again.
Yeah. So I think it's time we talk about
I mean, I think we've talked about plenty. I think
what we liked and then didn't like. I think.
yeah, we can give our ratings also. I think we're getting to that point where we should probably get our ratings in also.
Okay. Fine. So this was my second watching it. It's not my favorite Spider-Man movie. I think that goes to Spider-Man 2. But this one, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was I thought it was better than the Andrew Garfield. Because it was new, it was fresh, it was different. It wasn't another Peter Parker origin story. We got to see a new Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
A new origin story.
Yeah, a new origin story. Which, I mean, they are similar, but it's different. And I liked the animation. It was great. I did feel that some of the supervillains were lacking. Just because, the movie focused more on the Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
And Kingpin was cool, but again, I don't think it's the first time we've seen a sympathetic villain in the Spider-Man movies. But Prowler was probably by far my favorite part. He was so cool. So with that, I would probably give the movie probably an 8.5. I really enjoyed it, and I mean, it kept me entertained. Don't really have much to complain about it.
Mm-hmm. So, I agree with you there. Well, kind of.
Okay.
I think it definitely has its flaws. I don't think I can agree with you on the fact that it's not one of my favorites. I think it definitely is one of my favorites, if not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Everyone has different opinions.
I've seen all of the Spider-Man movies. I've seen all of them at least once.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since I've seen the Raimi trilogy, unlike you, where I don't watch them religiously.
Pizza time.
I think it definitely has its flaws, as you mentioned. I mean, I think almost any movie will have flaws. I don't think there's any perfect movie out there. I think we discussed that last time. What was our last movie?
Yeah, there is no perfect movie. There is no 10 out of 10.
The entertainment
9.9.
they want you to think that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we talked about source code. And I think Primer also. No movie is perfect, so it's kind of difficult to judge them. But I mean, I definitely think it's
As a Spider-Man fan, I think it's pretty close to perfect. But
yeah, I think it's definitely up there, and I think I definitely agree with you on the 8.5. I'm actually gonna go a little bit higher and give it like an 8.75.
nice.
8.8, right around there. I mean, we'll round up 8.8. I mean, it's close to a 9, if not a 9, but it's just not there to like high enough, close enough to a 10. I think it has problems. I think it's a great movie and all that. I think it's definitely one everyone should watch. It looks fantastic. We didn't really talk about it, but every single frame of animation could be from a comic.
Yeah,
And
really.
I think that's definitely what they did fantastic with it. I think that's kind of why I loved it so much. Like, I knew that going into it, and it's a matter of every single thing could have been from a comic. And then the after credit scene was amazing.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2099. Oh, and then the, what was it, the 60s Spider-Man?
Yep, the Spider-Man TV show.
That's awesome. That was great.
I think it's just fantastic. It doesn't really set up it doesn't set up a sequel fantastically, as you kind of mentioned. There's gonna be a sequel, and it doesn't set it up fantastic. But I'm interested to see what they'll do with it, to be honest. And I don't know if I'll see it in theaters, but I definitely think
I might check it out.
It depends on when it comes out and
Yeah.
school and all that. But I definitely think it's one of the better Spider-Man movies out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's in my top 3.
Well, this has been TreeJo.
Yeah, and
I don't think we actually know what we're doing next, so it'll be a
It
surprise
will
for
be a
everyone.
surprise.
It'll be a surprise for everyone what we'll do next, or if we do another one. But
Yeah.
I'm real excited for what's
future.
coming. Yep, and as I mentioned, this has been Tree Jones, and thanks for watching, or I guess listening.
And we're signing out.